Hey folks, this is Fernando doing a quick video here for the Modern Survivalist. And why am I holding a pair of socks here? The following reason: I'm trying to upgrade my wardrobe as much as possible. From a modern survival perspective, I'm trying to improve absolutely everything from it. Underwear, pants, socks, t-shirts, shoes, jackets, absolutely everything to make it as capable and as proficient in as much of a variety of possible scenarios as I can. Basically, I want it to dry as fast as possible. I want it to keep me warm when needed, fresh when needed as well, and being resistant, odor resistant as well. So basically, I want the best I can possibly get, and that includes my underwear too. Now, in the same way how I learned to read the ingredients of food, which is something that you should learn to do as well, understanding what you're eating in terms of how much sugar is in your food, fat, trans fats, all this stuff that you're basically eating, understanding what that means. The same thing I'm trying to do in terms of clothing as well. So I'm paying attention to that, including to my underwear. One of the things you learn as soon as anyone that is involved in hiking, backpacking, probably has heard before that cotton kills. Basically, that's because cotton retains humidity a lot more. It takes a long time to dry, and it's not wickering humidity away from your body. And it really cools down your body temperature when moist, when wet. That's basically why cotton is not that ideal for anywhere where you are going to be either sweating or getting wet, and especially combined with cooler temperatures. Now, you have various possible fabrics in terms of socks, underwear, and such. Cotton, of course, would not be ideal, but then what would be? What is it that you should be using? One of the possible solutions is a compromise between cotton and synthetic. Yeah, the word compromise, some people are not that happy with it, but that's part of life. An important part of it is compromising, taking both the good and bad of and finding a point in between. This would be probably along those lines. These are Columbia socks. These are 50-50, which means 50% cotton, 50% synthetic. I think it's nylon that they use here. These are actually quite good. The 50-50 solution has been used before in things such as battle dress uniforms from the US military and other countries. Many of them are actually 50-50. Cotton, 50% cotton, 50% nylon. Trying to find that thing of comfort of cotton and still making it dry faster. Another solution is using wool socks. Now, wool socks will keep you warm, and even when moist, even when wet, wool has that property of retaining heat. So if you're going to be stuck with wet clothes, probably your best solution is wool. Now, the problem with wool is that it can be way too hot sometimes, and it's really not comfortable when you have very thick wool socks. Sometimes with merino wool, which is a little bit softer, a thin merino wool sock and underwear would be a good solution. Now, the other way is going full synthetic, which usually it's not as comfortable as, for example, a cotton or merino, but it's something that may work. And here I actually found a pair of socks. This is from Dunnes store, a very popular store in Ireland. And reading, I learned that these are actually 100% synthetic because it's 60%, 66% nylon, 32% dry release, 2% elastine, basically. And what's interesting, at least here, is that it has the fabric distributed where it's needed the most. So you have number one here, it says high wicking and fast drying, dry release, contains fresh guard odor neutralizer, which is of course good. Number one here would be on these clear gray ribs there, and here on the toes. Then number two, added protection provided with padded heel and toe sections. Number two for this orange color there. And number three, a flat toe seam. Construction under the foot gives extra comfort. These are actually very good. These are probably one of the nicest socks that I've owned. And what's interesting is that these are both left and right socks. It's the first time that I've owned something like this. And actually, you can see how you have this feels a little bit more like polyester, which is more resistant to friction. So it makes sense to have it here and here in the heel. Kind of a smaller sock, but dries fast, keeps you fresh, and even warm when you need it. So it's a good when the climate is not really that cold but wet as it is here overall in Ireland, then you want something that dries fast. and not worrying so much about keeping your foot warm. So these are actually quite good. So yeah, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this. Probably my next video is going to be specifically about clothes, my take on it, what I've learned so far. Guys, subscribe, share, take care, see you on our next video.